Okay, hello everyone. This is Sharonda, and this is my YouTube and podcast all in one spiritual sense. Today is Sunday, and as I mentioned on Sundays, I do what I refer to as illumination and revelation readings, light and dark. So I'd like to start off by saying that this podcast YouTube channel is for entertainment, informational, and sometimes educational purposes. It just depends on which podcast or what episode you may listen to. Um, so, that being said, I consider myself to be a gypsy, nomad, psychic light, intuitive, spiritualist, magic mind medium, self proclaimed parapsychologist. Again, it is for entertainment purposes. All right. So let me say my prayer. Father, Supreme Being of all being, thank you for waking me, family, and friends alike up this morning to see another day. Continue to bless us and shield us from any injury, harm, or danger. No weapon formed against us shall prosper. As it is said, it is so. I declare and I decree. I want to pay, ask for infinite wisdom, knowledge, capability, and understanding as I do my reading. So I'm prompted to use my Mrs. Cleo's cards today. I'm going to do a 6 card Celtic cross with my Mrs. Cleo's, and then I'm going to do 4 cards with the Urban Tarot. So it's going to be a 10 card Celtic cross, 6 with Mrs. Cleo's, and then the 4 additional with the Urban Tarot. So that's how we're going to do this today. Alrighty, so give me just a moment. Let me meditate on the cards. So yes, as I mentioned on the regarding the spiritual subject, um, ancestral altars. For those who have an interest in doing an ancestral altar, I think it will provide you clarity, insight about um, what the spirits are wanting to convey to you. All right, if you are curious as to what an ancestral altar is, I do have a visual presentation that I did. It may have been about a year and a half ago now. Um, about ancestral altars. All right. So give me just a moment. Let me meditate on the cards, and then I'm going to proceed to pull the cards. All right, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see, 5 and 6. All right, and let's pull 4 of the Urban Tarot. Just a moment. All right, so 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and this is card 1. All right, you may not be able to see the other 4 cards, but we will proceed. So the reading is on King of Staffs. Card 1 is the situation, some clarity, insight on a particular person. I have King of Staffs. So we're going to go to my cheat sheet. Staffs will be similarly to um, I'm going to say similarly to wands. Nope. Similarly to um, right wands. All right, a bold leader, power, charm, and courage. So we have here. This is what crosses over. I have star card. It has the number 17 there. This is the barrier or obstacle. So what does the star card represent? Well, renewal, hope, inner clarity, miracles, having faith, being in the spotlight. All right. So I'm going to just start off by saying, just in reading those two cards, I think it has something to do with politics, is what I'm going to say regarding politics. Above this situation, I have Queen of Cups. Says a nurturing person, healing and healing support. So I think this King of Staffs is a representation of the male candidate that is in the presidential election that's coming up. I think the Queen of Cups is the female candidate. I have as card four the root or the reason. I have 10 of staffs. 10 of staffs, which I'm going to read it as 10 of wands. 10 of wands says stress, exhaustion, too many burdens. So I think the king of staffs is burden, right? Is burden. I think if this candidate or whoever this person is, and I'm not going to name any names, feels burdened somehow. Something lets me know that this person feels burdened. I did a political reading about a month and a half, maybe 2 months ago, and somehow it did not get recorded on my laptop. It could have got recorded on the streaming app that I have, but it wasn't. I wasn't able to view it, and it was spot on. It was very spot on too, because I was in part. I was in motion. I came in here. I sat down, and boom, it was just flowing, and it did not get recorded somehow. So to the left, I have judgment card here. Clarity, a final decision, a wake up call, your life's purpose. So I honestly feel as though, we are voting for these candidates in regards to our everyday life dynamics. The things that help us to live and take care of ourselves and future things to come. Well, something lets me know it's a little bit more of a personal journey with them, and that's for both sides of the spectrum, both candidates, right? Um, Now to the right, have page of coins turned upside down. Now, page of coins represents uh, the same as page of pentacles, a patient kid, a new job, or raise money news. I'm going to tell you that I honestly feel as though it's being pushed up. This is something that I mentioned when I recorded some time ago, that I felt as though it was something being pushed up, right? Because if it's in the reverse, it's opposite to this. Something lets me know that there's some energies that are coming from this party. This woman that or this candidate is a representation of this blue party uh, regarding jobs or opportunities, money and news. So could we very well say that this is for publicity, to bring awareness about some things that has transpired in the past with these individuals? Because we have one candidate that is, has a background in law, and we have another candidate that has a background in business. Is what it lets me know, right? Now I have as card seven. Card seven is what? the attitude. So I have the magician card there. Oftentimes, when I get the magician card, it's in relation to God putting something up to show an illusion, right? That it may not appear as we think it to be. Something lets me know that there is some judgment that is coming by way of some personal endeavors in the past, is what it lets me know. Because when I get the page cards, to me, it's a representation of the past, right? Coins relates to, material aspects of life, uh, career, finance, business, and possession. So this could very well be some dealings or what have you that transpired prior to. It says the magician is focus, creativity, turning visions into reality, inspire action. So, and that inspire action is the key factor. I believe a lot of this is being pushed up, is what it lets me know. Similarly to when you have worked in your life theme and you worked your spiritual uh, duty or spirit related job field, and it may have been some things that unfavorably came to pass, and then judgment comes into place to rectify the wrongs prior to um, a new beginning or a new chapter in one's life journey. So I think this is what this is. I have the food card as what's surrounding. Card 8 is typically what's physically surrounded. So I have the food card. Based on my cheat sheet, it says fresh hope, taking chances, new path, and adventures and beginnings. So again, this is someone that's they're looking to go into another path or another direction in life. That's not to say that they don't have or do not have um, any concern regarding common folk. But I think the focus is on the middle class. And many times people may classify or even identify with being middle class. Something lets me know these energies does not consider most people middle class, if that makes sense to anybody, right? Because we're speaking about people who are on a level despite of, right? Okay. Let me look up some information as to what is considered middle class. What is considered middle class? Because I mentioned that I'm a medium, right? What is considered middle class? The middle class is a social class that falls between the upper and lower classes and is often defined by income, occupation, education, and social status. So, would you yourself consider yourself to be middle class? Well, characteristics includes business and professional people, government officials, farmers, and skilled workers. So middle class income ranges from 56,600 to 169,000 for a family of three. Most people do not fit in that class, if that makes sense to anybody. And you're going to begin to see that oftentimes when you classify yourself or identify yourself as someone, it will be apparent to you as to why you were held back in the get go. Um, so I'm pulling up a chart here regarding middle class, right? Okay, middle class, according to this LinkedIn graph chart that I have here, has 50% of people are considered middle class, is what it has mentions here, right? 50%. Okay, going to tell you that I think that upper middle class, which is 16% and better, upper class, is what these individuals are talking about. It's what I feel. Most people don't make almost $50,000 a year, and that's just being honest about it. I could potentially make as a licensed practical nurse and other professional that, but anytime I try to make a certain amount, I find myself being pushed back to obtain a certain status. It doesn't even make a difference to me about a status, right? But I think this is to let you know deception because I associate the fool card with deception. Oftentimes, people have a false self-identification of who they are. Like you may feel as though you are middle class, but according to what they have written down, you are not. Right? The next card I have here is the Empress card. Typically, when I get the Empress card, that's hopes, fears, and dreams. Is in relation to communication or something getting out, whether it be media, social media, print, or whatever the case may be. So when this card comes up, I know it's something that needs to be verbalized or put out. Well, let's go to my cheat sheet. Let's go to my cheat sheet. Fertility, creation, pregnancy, abundance, and good parenting. So I honestly feel as though this right here is to, because it speaks a lot about pregnancy and new birth, meaning information to come, revelation, even, right? Because this is my illumination and revelation reading. So I'm doing the illumination part where I'm shedding light on what it is. The revelation is going to come when I do the dark part of the reading. And I would change up my music if you're able to hear I have my tarot card reading music on as well. So I do believe this is to shed light on your place. A lot of people are out of place and don't realize their place, quote unquote. And I'm just speaking in this existence because I consider myself a spiritualist, so there's no definitive place. I'm not trying to force myself to be somewhere that I'm not wanted, right? But I think this is to those who are. The next card I have is pleasure. It has the number 6 there. Harmony, community, and cooperation. So pleasure in this instance is forming a bond or commonality. I think by use of this pleasure card, meaning by way of deception to make one feel like they are in line when all actuality they are not. If that makes sense to anybody. And I'm not doing this to make anyone feel, you know, some type of way. I'm just laying the cards as they may. Let's go ahead. I'm gonna pull out 2 of these past history cards because I want the revelation to be put out. I really do. I do. You're gonna find that some people will fight to keep you in the dark, right? Don't take offense to it. Don't bite the bullet because I honestly feel that many are not aware of what they're voting for. I have the arts card here. The arts card. You know, I mentioned about the arts that I felt that when I get this card is in relation to something that you may not necessarily definitively put on paper, right? Like to work in philosophy or psychology or type of professions where is not labor intensive, if that makes sense to anybody, right? Okay. I have biblical turn upside down. Something lets me know that is something notable about this election is personal, is what I feel. Pushed up by some energies, some dark energies. Something lets me know there's two dark energies, and when I proceed to pull my get into the dark reading, we're going to get into what that energy space is, right? So when I do my illumination and revelation readings, it's light and dark. What is light? Light, the sun, clarity on some things that we may know, right? Illumination, revealing on some things we may not even fathom, we don't know or do not know. All right, so let's proceed. Let's get thoughts, faith, and belief. I'm gonna actually pull three of these cards. Three of these cards here. Again, this podcast is for entertainment purposes. It is for entertainment purposes. I'm gonna read the cards as they may, and we're gonna meditate. We're gonna meditate, and so we can pull the right cards, and we don't want no misinformation, if that makes sense to anybody. We are. This is judgment of spirits. Is what this is. It's what it lets me know. We have one. Well, I'm gonna just pull all three of those cards. They fell out, so I'm gonna do them. All right. I have 10 of Pentacles. Let's get the cheat sheet. Something lets me know it's something sacrificial. Something sacrificial. We have 10. 10 of Pentacles. Leaving a legacy, retirement, and inheritance. I think this has a lot to do with someone setting ground roots to stay around, right? Setting ground roots. You see how you have this person standing on over this podium looking thing, and you have the lightning bolt, right? The next card I have here is the World card. All right, so the World card mentions completing a goal or lesson, immigration, travel, and completion. So I think this is to set ground roots for some individuals. If you refer to your biblical text, you may be able to see some of that commonality that is transferring right now. The next card I have is Strength card. Self-love, unconditional love, self-respect, and courage. Well, we're not doing the love reading, so I'm going to say courage. That's what I'm going to say. I think it's a test of courage. But on the back end, I'm going to say that it may not necessarily appear as what it may seem, if that makes sense to anybody. All righty, now we're going to let's get some family history. And I think in this instance it will be history, right? We're not doing a actual family because we're doing a reading that's political. What does the cosmos want me to convey regarding this reading? Well, we're going to find out. So I'm prompted to pull out two of these, actually, is what I'm going to do. Two of my Egyptian tarot. And again, I do my tarot differently than the average person does their tarot. There's no right or wrong way to do tarot card, I feel. So bear with me just a moment. Let's pull one, and I'm prompted to pull two. Alrighty, let's begin with this one. We have the Four of Wands, and then we have a Major Arcana card. So, what does the Wands represent? Well, number 4 represents comfort, stability, and determination. So I think the key word is determination. One's card relates to willpower and life force, passion, creativity, ego, and personality. So I think um, in this reading, because it is a political reading, I feel as though there's some biblical ties to this reading. Is what I feel. I'm just going to, you know, now, according to my cheat sheet, the Four of Wands are homecoming celebrations, family, friends, and reunions. So I honestly believe that this is something tied coming from family. Let's go down to the Four of Wands as defined here on the Egyptian tarot. Let's go down to the wands. All right, let's see here. The wands around. So again, I think it's personal. I'll just be honest about it. I think it's personal. Carefree's glory. The god carefree with unfurled wings, symbol of the rising sun and the continuing alternation of day and night, life and death. The positive mentions intuition, illumination, a project soon to be realized, unexpected good occasion. That is the positive. The negative mentions small difficulties, confused material, and intellectual moment. So I'm just going to tell you that I think they're using distractions to take you away from what is relevant or what is important um, in this situation. And this card, I went straight to this card. This is the stars card, the magician's stars, hope letter pylon, FPPH number 80. That's what it has here. So it says FPPH equals 80 and express immortality in the divine world, in the intellectual world. It is the inner light that illuminates the spirit. In the physical world, it is hope. The arcana 20, that would be what, 5, 6, 7, 27, is depicted as a flaming star with 8 rays surrounded by another 7 stars, gliding over a naked young woman who pours the fluids of universal life contained into 2 chalices, one gold and the other silver, onto the arid earth. Beside her, a butterfly flutters on a rose. This young woman is the symbol of hope that drops its dew on our saddest days. She is naked to signify that even when we have been denuded of everything, hope still remains. Above her, the flaming star symbolizes the apocalypse of destiny, enclosed by 7 seals that are the 7 planets. The butterfly is the symbol of resurrection beyond the grave. Remember, O son of earth, that hope is the sister of faith. Strip yourself of passions and errors in order to study the mysteries of the true science, and their key will be given to you. Then a ray of divine light will shoot from the occult sanctuary to dissipate the shadows of your future and show you the path to happiness. Whatever happens in your life, never, give me just a moment. Whatever happens in your life, never destroy the flowers of hope, and you will gather the fruits of faith. So the positive, as mentioned, faith, hope, inspired grace, good opposites, favorable omens, happy conclusion, encouraging results, brilliant idea, effective advice, disinterested help, beauty, harmony, poetry, pureness of spirit, chastity. So I do believe, despite of whatever the outcome is, whether we go to the left or right, red, blue, whatever, um, You want to look at things on the more positive end of the spectrum, all right? Negative says resignation, fatalism, bad omens, unfavorable moment, problems of various types, loss of lucidity, indiscreet curiosity, lack of diplomacy. Now, what is this keyword diplomacy? What is this keyword diplomacy? What is that? All right, diplomacy, the profession, activity, or skill of managing international relations, typically by a country's representative abroad. Right? Lack of diplomacy. So basically, what I'm getting at is, I think God put things into motion to show oneself approved, right, or disapprove. So let's go ahead. We're going to pull out the Harvest Moon card. We're going to go ahead. Let me change my music. Let me change my music to my dark. Even if you even are listening to the music, let's go into the dark music. Introducing the all new Reimagine Design Kits. Mr. Clean Ultra Foaming Magic Eraser with the cleaning power of dawn, plus the scrubbing power of a magic eraser. Give me just a moment. All right, let's go ahead. We're gonna pull out the Harvest Moon card. All right, so let me meditate. Let me meditate. I'm going to go with this one today. The Harvest Moon balance 25 balance. That's what it mentions here. So we want balance. In other words, we don't want to. I think balance in this sense of the matter is a sense of neutral, right? We want to be careful as to um, expression. I feel is what it wants me to convey. Sit back and pay attention. All right, let's go ahead. I'm going to pull out two of my dark energy cards. Let's pull out two. Oh, two of the dark energy cards. Two. I'm going to say one, and I'm going to say two. Two of the dark energy cards. But before I turn those over, let's do my dark cards. I'm going to pull out four of these cards here. Four of these cards. Let's see. One, two, three, and four. All right, that's actually not the music I want to listen to. Give me just a moment. Uh, Give me just a moment. Mm, just a moment. All right, so I have the music here. All right, so let's go ahead. Let's pull out the four dark cards. So even if I do a light or dark reading, we always want to look at the better positive part of the reading. So that's how I usually end it. So I have the Knight of Pentacles here. I think what transpired with one of the candidates that we've seen in the media was a revelation. I think a sign. That's what lets me know. I think this what this Knight of Pentacles is. The next card I have here, I have the World card. Um, Something lets me know, when I do these, when I do the dark cards, it's opposite, right? Contrast. So I honestly feel as though it may appear as though that is you have the world on your shoulders and it's coming from a whole group of individuals. I'm going to tell you that it's not. I think what's going on with you is some dealings within whatever your spiritual duty or spirit related job field was. And I'm going to stand firm to that. You'll oftentimes find that when people do some things that may be unfavorable and they may have some things to come against them, they will look to the world. And if you are anything contrary to, they will use that as an excuse to blame you while the corporate is the one that get away with it. It's what it lets me know. Who is the corporate? Well, I'm going to say it's the magician. It's the magician. It's the magician in the unfavorable sense, right? The next card I have here, I have Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune. So let's pull out my cheat sheet because it's going to be contrast to that. Let's get the Wheel of Fortune. That's on my cheat sheet. Uh, so it says good fortune and turning point, gambling luck. I honestly feel as though um, it has nothing to do with finances regarding and hear me out. I honestly feel as though it has a lot to do with personal endeavors amongst whatever your spiritual duty was or spirit related job is what it lets me know. Like a lot of times you'll find that when people don't want to accept the consequences of one actions, they will look out externally for someone to blame, right? And I think this is what they will try to foster you to put shuffle the blame game when the whole wall is coming from uh, somebody within your circle. All right, so let's see, right? So below, so below, somebody within your circle is what it lets me know. Someone within your circle. The next card I have here, I have this. Something lets me know that um, in this instance, this is the Three of Pentacles. Looks like you see you had the one, two, three. It's hidden what this card was. I had to actually look for it. Teamwork, collaboration, skill, quality, craftsmanship. I honestly feel as though um Something just lets me know that there could very well be some challenges in terms of in your circle, right? Is what it lets me know. Like some challenges, some things could have been pushed up or even spoken upon you, and you are carrying out what that was or what that is. Let's get a little bit into the dark cards. Alrighty. So it says Three of Wands, view owl. Three of Wands. Now let me pull out my cheat sheet. The Three of Wands says teamwork, commerce, expansion, and travel. So that's the thing. It has, I think, commerce has a lot to do with it, right? Like actual tangible things that you can see. According to what's on the card here, it says procures the love of a woman, tells of things, past, present, and future, builds love between friends and families. So it just came into my being that there was some type of racketeering or even money laundering, right? By use of commerce versus actual monies, because monies can be tracked. That's what it lets me know. The next card I have here is Knight of Pentacles, the Caribbean. The Caribbean, Knight of Pentacles. Again, we got the same card showing up. Something that is going on personally and getting others involved into something that is personal, right? And it goes to show you how deceptive Satan can be, right? Because this Knight of Pentacles comes up twice, right? Knight of Pentacles. Let's go down to. It says a reliable person, patient, hardworking. Something lets me know that that is to the contrary because I have this here, and then I had the arts card to show up. It's an illusionist, is what it lets me know. Oftentimes, when I get the magician card, it's God letting you know there that it's an illusion that may not necessarily be in every situation of the matter, right? So I'm just going to put it out there as it may. All right. An illusionist. Teaches the virtues of herbs and stones, makes birds appear and behave as though tame. I think birds in this situation is planes. That's what I feel. Right? This is what I feel. Like this is somebody who has power to speak Mercury retrogrades and glitches and outages and things like that when one sees that one is on to one's uh, ability or capability, right? Because you get confirmation, you get this card showing up twice, right? All right. Now, let's pull out a moonology card. The next full moon, ask for revelation for those who are undecisive as to how they're going to how they will go one way or another in terms of who they're choosing to vote for. If you are even choosing to vote, I'm going to tell you that we have an eclipse that comes October the 2nd, a solar eclipse. Okay, burn you some herbs. And in burning you some herbs, add you some salt to it so you can get revelation. I'm going to say rosemary. And then upon the next full moon, which is what, October the 17th, get you a white candle and burn that as well. And get you some oil. Like After you do your herb burning with your salt, make you some oil, perhaps rosemary oil, and rub it on your feet and your hands October the 17th, when the full moon is in preponderance, right? Which is October the 17th. The solar eclipse is October the 2nd, which is Wednesday, right? And get revelation then. All right, so let's pull out. I pulled out two of my Mamali cards. Two. Two. It says adjustments are required. Third quarter moon is what it mentions. So this is to come. We are in what? We are still in the third quarter. So we're heading towards the fourth quarter. We're heading towards the fourth quarter, and we want to make sure we are prepared coming these last 3 months of the year. The next card I have, it says meditate and contemplate new moon in Pisces. So you can get revelation, so you're able to see. You want to meditate and contemplate new moon in Pisces. Now, what is the representation of Pisces? Now, I wasn't going to make this an astrology reading, but I'm going to pull up my astrology, and we're going to go down to the Pisces. All right, so Pisces is the representation of the fish. February 19th through March the 20th. So that is the significance around that time. The characteristics, as I have here on my guide, says that Pisces are sympathetic, mystical, intuitive, escapist, unrealistic, passive. Rules the 12th house of spirit. So I'm going to proceed to go to the houses, the 12th house. And we're going to see what the significance of that is. So while I pull this up, I'm going to say that it shows me the planet of Neptune. I dream. Dreams, illusion, intuition, sensitivity, spirituality, psychic ability. I think God is going to reach you by way of a dream. Is also linked to the area of the thymus in the nervous system. Let's go down to the 12th house. I do believe that revelation is going to come to you by way of dreams. If you proceed to do this ritual, let's go down to the 12th house and we're going to see what the significance of the 12th house is. It says the zodiac completes with the 12th and final house, which rules endings. This house covers the final stages of a project, tying up loose ends, completions, the afterlife, old age, and surrender. It's also associated with separation from society, institutions, hospitals, jails, hidden agendas, and secret enemies. And it rules the imagination, creativity, arts, film, dance, poetry, journals, and the subconscious mind. So I think things are going to reveal regarding the mind and intent. All right. All right. So in the midst of it all, we want to stay on the favorable end of the spectrum. Let's get your soul truth. I'm going to end with your healing oracle and your angel card. For this reading, we are prompted to pull this one. You are on the right path. So trust and believe it. You know, you are on the right path. You're not stupid. Keep doing what you're doing because it's working. So I think this is a confirmation for me by way of God that for those who um, Okay, I'm sorry. I got myself discombobulated. I was about to cut it off. For those who are wanting to know if you're on the right path in terms of receiving your illumination and revelation, do these things and you will see how it will manifest in your dreams and how God will lead you into the right direction. All right. Now let's go ahead. We're going to pull your healing, the healing energy oracle card. All right, which one am I focused on? I think I'm focused on this one. And let me go ahead and pull out an angel card. I'm gonna go ahead and pull out an angel card. Let's see. Oh Lord. Trust. So there may be some concerns regarding who you can trust in terms of which candidate. It said, I trust life and my strengths. Each moment guides me to the light. Everything on my path is placed there for my growth. So even though it may go one way or another, trust in God that things will prevail for you and growth is coming for you, right? Clear your space. So we want to clear our space. We want to take note of energy spaces. And you do this by what? Performing of certain rituals. We want to clear our temple, mind, body, and spirit. We also want to clear our environment because this is how we're able to let in positive energy and flow. Also, illumination and revelation, right? Okay. This is how we're able to stay in sync and in tune with source or with God to keep us on the right path. It says, Archangel Jophiel, get rid of clutter, clear the energy around you, and use feng shui. So I'm going to go ahead and conclude this episode of Spiritual Sense, doing the light and dark illumination and revelation reading. If you're wanting a reading, you can go on my Patreon, which is on patreon.com/spiritual sense. Also, you can comment below, or we can set up I do have I have that listed on my YouTube, Google Meet. We could do a Google Meet. I do have in the description my Google Meet link. So you can send me a message. I should receive that via email if you're wanting a reading. Until then, have a second wonderful day. Good day.